Yeah, so how old were you or how long have you been suffering now?
Well, I was diagnosed when I was 24.
24, wow.
And I'm now 46.
So that's 22 years. And how were you diagnosed, or what happened at the start?
I had pains in my hands, but my doctor, family doctor, her daughter-in-law was a cousin on the side, and she had been diagnosed with it, so I was sent straight away for blood tests.
Yeah.
And that's how I was diagnosed, quick.
Yeah.
And then it took about a year before I was put on gold injections.
Yeah.
And I ended up in St. Joseph's rehabilitation place in Harold's Cross, and they put me on gold injections. I was there for 3 weeks, and I did physio and heat treatment, ice treatment, and the gold injections just worked for me. Yeah. Well, that's what I was being monitored in there, and I had no side effects initially with them, so they worked for me.
Yeah.
Because you can get a rash, or you can different things, and a few of the people in the hospital couldn't take them, so I got them, and I was on them for 10 years. Gold
injections. So how much were you worth at the end of it?
I wouldn't say very much. Still worth nothing, but it just happened to work. I was put on steroids at different times as well, and I was on inflammatory tablets as well.
So it's rheumatoid then?
Rheumatoid arthritis, yes.
Yeah. And it's just localised to your hands, is it?
No, it was all over.
So it's systemic, or is it your whole system, or the pain was?
It was pain in all the joints.
In your hands?
No, hands, elbows, shoulders,
so the whole thing.
Knees, feet, everything.
And when was the first time you thought that it was all over? Was it just your hands that brought you to the doctor?
It was my hands that brought me. The knuckles, this knuckle here, as in the second finger on my hand, was very red, and then I'd be put on steroids, and they'd help, and then I could just all of a sudden wake up another day and it could be my knee. Yeah. But then eventually it was everywhere. Yeah. And I was.
How long was that after?
I'd say about a year. I had it before. I was seen by a consultant. I'd been seen by a consultant, but every time I went to see him, I had been put on the steroids, so it had subsided. Yeah. And then after about a year, he put me into hospital.
Yeah. And how bad was it when you were bad?
I could barely walk. I couldn't bend my arms, straighten them. I couldn't wash my hair. I had to get cut short and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about you? Would have been living with?
I was living at home, which was just as well.
Yeah.
And I couldn't work, obviously.
Yeah. And did they take care? Well, not take care of you, but help a lot.